Today I'm talking to y'all while I'm doing my hair because I am basically going on a rant on this because I did this my whole life and I hate it. And I hate it that I did it for so long and I still fall into this sometimes, okay? And it's the fact that you need to stop giving a fuck about what others think. I know it's easier said than done, but truly, you just have to freaking do it. Fake it till you make it. Literally, just fake it till you make it and let it be. If you have to fake it like you're so confident, if you have to fake it like you have the balls, if you have to fake it in any sense, fake it. Who gives a flying F? Fuck, basically. Because at the end of the day, if you don't do things just because you're worried about other people, you're failing your fucking self and that's it. No one else gives a fuck, okay? How do you think that people are able to do what they want to do and not give a fuck? And then maybe sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, they're so brave in this, bitch, because they don't give a fuck about what anyone's got to say, and you need to do the same fucking shit. Like, freaking for real. Like, one prime example was when I first started doing my social media thing. I think it took me way far too long to do it and just commit to it. It took me a long time to commit to it because I cared about what people thought. Like, I was like, people are gonna see that I'm posting more often and they're gonna start telling me stuff. Why the fuck did I give people so much power? Like, seriously, that's all you do when you decide to stop what you want to do for giving a fuck about others. And then just one day I was like, okay, whatever. Like I felt weird. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, maybe if I just post, who gives a fuck? But then obviously people start telling you stuff and they're like, oh, you're posting or this and that. Some people might say good things, others might say negative things. And that did happen. Both positive, negative, weird comments, weird stuff. But then as time goes by, you just kind of get used to that stuff and they kind of just stop telling you stuff, okay? And that's what happened in my case. And obviously now I don't give a fuck. Like, if I want to post what I want to post, I'm going to fucking post it and not give a fuck. And that's not just about that. Obviously, I mean it in every sense, but that's just one example in my books, basically, you know? But that goes in anything else also. Like, if you're in public and you want to do this, or you want to laugh loud, if you're just, you kind of almost like being yourself. You kind of just have to let yourself be yourself and let it be. Because at the end of the day, who you are is who makes you, and you're unique. And do you really want to be like anyone else? Like, you want to be like everyone else and all freaking, I don't know. You have to be yourself. Because I feel like sometimes the reason that stops, oh my gosh. Sometimes I feel like the thing that stops us from being our true selves is for giving a fuck about what others think. And then it's like you almost start portraying someone that you're not. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, fucking seriously. That goes to me, too. If you go back to my old videos, bitch, you're gonna literally see how I would talk. Y'all wanna see? I could post a clip here just so you can see how much I give a fuck. I was literally like, welcome to my channel. Today I am a sophisticated woman. My name is Vanessa, and I do not cuss. I talk very properly. Nah, bitch, I don't know. It was something like that. I'll literally, this video, go to this video. It's like one of my first videos, and bitch, it's because I give a fuck, and I didn't want to be myself, and I was like, oh my gosh, just because I can't say bad words. I can't do this. I care about what people are gonna say. I care about what literally everyone was gonna say. My parents, my sisters, my family members, even the people on here. And it was like, oh my gosh, at what point is enough? At what point do you tell yourself, I need to stop giving a fuck about what people think? And that goes with anything, like in your career and what you want to do, what you're doing, what you're not doing. Who gives a fuck? The way you parent, the way you teach, the way you do this, the way you do that, the way you don't do this. Who gives a fuck? Because at the end of the day, people are always gonna have something to say. Like, let's be fucking for real. Even think about it, actually. The biggest thing that people always have something to say about, like, let's be fucking for real, is parenting. And I know it. I've heard it a million times. Some people think that you're not teaching well. Some think that you're being too harsh. Other people are gonna think that you're doing it right. Those are three whole different perspectives, and people are just abiding by what they believe in, okay? And clearly you're never gonna make anyone happy. So who gives a flying fuck about what anyone thinks? As long as you're not being a bad person either, okay? That doesn't mean be a bad person and not give a fuck. No matter what you're doing in life, do it because you want to do it, not because you're trying to please anyone else. Even your parents, you do not have to do things to please your parents. Do what you love because you don't want to be upset with your own life just because you were like, oh my god, but it's because this person's not gonna like it, bitch. Can you tell me where that aligns with your life? Because at the end of the day, you're gonna be yourself. You're only gonna have your back. No one's gonna be there to hold your hand when you are miserable in your life and when you're miserable because you gave a fuck about what other people said. And that's in anything, okay? That's in career, like I said. That's in stop giving a fucking fuck. Fuck everyone. The fact of the point of the matter is that you have no fucking control about what people think about you, about what's going through their head. If they're gonna judge you, you have zero control. So why give a fuck? You do not have control. You cannot go to a person and be like, please don't judge me for this or that. Hey, I do not appreciate that you think this about me. Slap you in the face. You do not have control. You cannot do that. You cannot tell someone to not. My mustache is itchy. My eyes are itchy. You cannot control that. No matter if you're like, yes, I can tell that person that I don't like it and maybe they'll stop. No, the fuck they're not. They're still gonna judge you. Whether they do it behind your back or in front of your fucking eyes, they're still gonna judge you. So who gives a fuck? It's like you cannot please everyone in the whole fucking world. If someone could do that, then there'd be someone that'd be the greatest person in the whole wide world, but there fucking isn't because everyone thinks differently. And the perception of that person is not who you are. That's just a perception of... That is just a perception they have of you. So who gives a fuck when you know who you are? And if you don't know who you are, then you need to learn how to be who you are, and you need to accept that that's how you are and call it a fucking day, because you is you and you cannot change you. You can just hide behind you and pretend to be someone else, but you're gonna be you. She went a little rant there. She got a little bit mad there. But no, fucking for real. Look, at the end of the day, you have to live a life that you want, and you have to live the dreams that you want without giving a fuck about everyone else. And that includes family, like I said already, but it truly does, because you are entitled to living the life that you want. It's simple. You are. You don't want years passing by and then you realizing that you literally gave yourself limits because of others instead of going for what you wanted. Does that make sense? You want to be able to later in life be like, oh, okay, like I never let anything stop me, and if I fucked up because of me, not because I gave a fuck about what others thought and I put too much energy into that. You need to let that go, okay? And I know you're probably like, well, how do you literally actually do it? Like I said, you gotta fake it till you make it, boo. You just really do. You just have to do it. You just have to one day be like, oh, okay. Like, it's not easy. Like, okay, I'm gonna give you another example, okay? Me, with my social media stuff, which y'all know I do fashion a lot. Like, I love it. But one thing I've had issues is taking pictures in public because I wouldn't give a fuck. And okay, I'm not even gonna lie, I sometimes still do. But for the most part, I don't give a fuck anymore. Because I know I'm just taking pictures. Like, what I give a fuck is getting in trouble at a private property. That's it. I'm being for real now. Now I don't give a fuck. Like, I need to take my picture and who gives a fuck? And that's the end of it. And back then, like, it would take me like, okay, like I would go take pictures in my tripod and thought I looked stupid, but no one give a fuck. Maybe I'm gonna fucking get catcalled. That's the only fucking annoying shit. But other than that, no one really gives a fuck. They're just like, oh, that bitch taking pictures. Influencers in the wild type shit. But who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Look, mírame. Look at me. You cannot keep everyone happy, but you can keep yourself happy. And that's on period, okay? So, just stop giving a fuck, okay? Oh, Sigane, how easy for you to say. No, it's not easy. No one is saying that it's easy. You just kind of have to do it. You have to do that thing that you're like, this is stopping me. This is stopping me. Because I'm giving a fuck about what others are thinking. That's the thing that you need to go do. You're gonna be scared. You're gonna feel like nervous, and you're gonna feel like, oh, this feels so wrong. Of course it's gonna feel wrong because you're giving a fuck. But eventually, after doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, you're just not gonna give a fuck. That's exactly what's gonna happen, okay? Okay, that's all. That's my rant of the day.